Hi students, so this week I want to talk a little bit about infection prevention because we're talking this week a lot about how to keep yourself safe and away from infection, okay? So I want to talk some about the different types of primary routes of infectious diseases. Okay, so there are different ways that these infections are able to attack us and get into our bodies, okay? There are different types of contact. So you have contact, and you have droplet, and you have airborne. Those are three different ways that infection is able to invade us and affect our bodies and make us ill. Okay, so contact, droplet, and airborne. All right. So we'll talk about a little bit about direct contact transmission first. So direct contact transmission involves the transfer of a virus, bacteria, or some type of infectious disease to a susceptible individual through physical contact. This means direct skin-to-skin contact, so hugging someone, kissing someone, things like that. That's direct contact. You're actually touching that person, and the virus is getting easily exposed through that way. So that would be direct contact. You have indirect contact as well. Indirect contact would be transmission occurs from an infectious agent to a susceptible individual through things that doesn't require physical contact. Okay, so there are lots of different things that that can spread that. Okay, especially in like healthcare facilities, there are all kinds of germs lingering around on so many different types of things: bed rails, desk. Pencils, pens that you use at the administrative office when you're a receptionist or whatever. Nurses, physicians use them as well. Computers. Now with electronic health records, so many of us are using EHRs. So that is an indirect route of transmission. Examination tables, things like that. So that would be an indirect transmission route. Airborne is definitely the one that we really have to watch out for because it's in the air. We don't have to touch or anything to get that illness. So that is one that we really have to watch out for. Okay. So how do we prevent these things? How do we prevent ourselves from getting all these types of infections? Number one is wash your hands consistently. Wash your hands all the time. I can't say that enough. So just wash your hands and use sanitizer. Often when you do wash your hands, make sure you're using some type of bacterial soap. Okay, because that having any type of alcohol involved would be good to kind of kill those germs off. Okay. Another one would be just cover any lesions that you have with Band-Aids and things like that. Make sure they're not exposed. Make sure that all the surfaces are clean, that you sanitize everything on a daily basis, your desk and stuff like that. Wear protective equipment when needed, gloves, goggles, things like that. The proper attire with whatever procedure, for example, of a surgeon. Make sure you have all the proper attire so that you can prevent any type of transmission. And just report any bad infection prevention behavior that other employees are doing. That's one of the hardest things to do because you hate to be a tattletale, right? But it's really important to make sure that everyone is on the same page and trying their best to keep the environment as clean as possible. So if you see someone that's not practicing that, then you need to let your supervisor know. Okay? All right. So I just wanted to cover that a little bit about the transmission of infectious diseases because it's very common and it's something we see a whole lot in healthcare. All right, if you have any questions this week about the assignments, feel free to contact me. Thanks.